What's up guys, DZK here, and I'm back in the studio to show you how I make dubstep track. And right now I have just made dubstep drop and I'm working on the rest of the track right now. So let's take a listen. That's about it. That's about all I have so far. Right now I'm just going to go through the whole thing and try and just get this drop down, and then I'm going to work on probably the chords and the melody and some of the build up. This is that generic laser sound effect that is like overused in a lot of dubstep songs. If you use it sparingly, like right here, you can barely hear it at all. Because it goes right on this with the, maybe if I need another bass right here. So this is this second half of the drop. I think I can add this bottle bass again here. So now I need a, this is going to go here again. And then maybe the bass will take over from here. Yeah, I'm gonna be able to show you guys how I make my dubstep basses now. Make them in Ableton Live. So those are the wrong chords. Anyway, we can, I hope that will still be that. I think yeah, I'll just put it back when I'm done. Down here, this is going to be, okay. So now, let's go through some of my bass presets that I've made beforehand. This is a really cool one called Angry Bird. Get into the right octave here. Oh shit, seems too big. There we go. Pretty cool preset I made. You might recognize this preset from my song Redlights. This is like kind of the main bass. We can make that into a cool bass. Let's play with these wavetables a little bit. Ooh. That's pretty cool. As always, no reverb on it. So yeah, I made that preset before, and I just made it. Okay, let's go into that pitch bend. Oops. Yeah, I don't want to do that. No! Freaking hell. Let's see what this sounds like. It sounds pretty good. I'm just gonna listen to it in my headphones, make sure all the sub and everything's good, and then we'll see what it sounds like in the drop. Alright, got that bass into the drop now. This is what it sounds like. We'll start from here. So we got verse right here, we got the little bit of the build up. I think I'm going to go ahead and work on the build up next, and then we will start with the intro a little bit. I'll get back to you once the build up is done. Okay guys, so I'm about 98% done with the track, and I made basically all of the structure and everything of the song, so I can just go through the structure for you guys a little bit right now. So right here we have the intro, right here, and then we have this verse, and then we have this breakdown and build up, and then we have the first drop, and then we have another breakdown, another build up, and then the second drop, and then the second half of the second drop, and then we have this sort of another breakdown where it chills out a little bit after the drops, and then it goes back into this verse, another breakdown, another build up, another drop, second half of the drop, and then the outro right here. So that is the entire structure of the song. I'm just gonna go through basically the different sounds that we have in this track. So the first thing I made was the drop. So that's what I made first. I made these basses and stuff. So all of these basses that you see right here, this bass right here, all these different basses and stuff, I made those from scratch in Serum, and then I just bounced them out and put them back into so that I can just kind of manipulate them and cut them up the way I want it to. I'm really picky about MIDI as far as basses go. Kind of have a unique way of putting the MIDI in. So yeah, that's the drop. So this is all the basses for the first drop, and then so I'll just go ahead and show you this second part of the drop over here. On the second drop, I introduce another bass, this bass. Then I introduce another bass. Get into this drop over here, which I switch it up. I switch up the drums and make it like a trap or hybrid trap drop. This is another lead that I made a while ago actually, and I just never ended up using it. Kind of like that screechy, grimy, kind of metallic-y trap lead that you kind of hear in like a lot of like Boombox Cartel quick songs, sort of nightmarish too actually. So yeah, that's basically the whole structure of all the drops. I'll get into the chords now. These are the first chords I made. And then I made this bass to go along with it. Nothing really special about that. And then I made this lead and this little lead. Then I added some vocal chops and these drums. Basically what the verse sounds like. Simply that. And then for the build up, I basically just used this. That's I think it's like Lil Jon vocal sample that's like used in a few different Dubstep songs. I just thought it'd be cool. Put it in there. Then a couple different samples that I made myself. It's from my YouTube video I found. And then I just found this. This is just a breaking glass sound with a kick. I like using that a lot. It gives it kind of like a real punch right before the drop. Over here I made another set of chords. I made this pad. This pluck I made. So that's a trick that any of you producers can learn from, is if you have a really energetic first like verse and then break down and build up and drop, and once you finish the first drop and you're bringing the energy back, I don't really like to bring back the full impact of the energy for the second verse until the drop, because a lot of times like Some people don't even listen through to the full song, and I feel like a lot of that has to do with if you don't make the second half of the song a little bit more unique so that they feel inclined to listen to the second half of the song, because if you just copy and paste, no one's really going to want to listen to the second half. You have to switch it up a little bit. I think that it's important not to switch it up too much. You want it to fit in with the rest of the song. I'll play you the first bit of the first drop and then the first bit of the last drop, and then you can see some of the differences that I made. That's the first drop, and then this is the last drop. You can see I changed up a few things. I changed up the length of the pre-drop and the vocals for the pre-drop and stuff. Alright, let's talk about fills a little bit, because fills can be a hard thing to get right in a track, especially with dubstep. What a fill is you're giving people a break from the main melody and everything, the bass or whatever. It's kind of so that people can kind of clear their ears and get ready for the next part of the drop, hear a different melody or a little bit like variation. Basically, so this is what a fill sounds like. So it brings in the next part. So first fill you hear, I have a kick, I have a tom, I have a chord with a filter automation, and I have this snare, and then I have my vocal here. All that together, it has to flow, you know. A lot of things about fills that you can get wrong is that if you don't put enough stuff in it, it will take away a lot of the energy and it won't flow with the rest of the drop if the drop is really powerful. But then if you put too much stuff in it, it won't really act as a fill, because a fill is supposed to be something that is goes a little bit, ducks a little bit below the energy level so that you can go back into the energy. The real balance for fill I found is just take a chord, automate the filter on it. You can't really go wrong with like a tom fill. Start the fill with a kick, tom fill, and the snare. So now we can talk a little bit about outros, because outros can be tough, especially if you feel like you're running out of time. You want a certain time on your track, and I found that don't pay too much attention to the time, just pay attention to the structure, and the time should be a kind of byproduct of that. Alright guys, the track is finished. I'm gonna go ahead and play it for you guys all the way through, and leave me down in the comments below, tell me what you think, and who knows, maybe I will do another one of these videos. So let's take a listen. And there you guys have it. Hope you guys enjoy this. If you did, go ahead and like and subscribe, and I'm going to keep on probably doing videos like this. Maybe you guys can suggest what other ones you want to see, maybe a sound design video or something like that, and I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.